Can you put into words exactly what it feels like that, we're going through as a society, man, as a world?
It's hard to put into words, Otis, because it's rough, A lot of businesses are being affected, people's health are being affected. And, some people aren't taking this serious, which, irks you, because you got to think about, what if that was your family? What if that was your friend that is going through this? And you see all the reports of these people are alone and people aren't allowed to be around people. So after they die, there's like no funerals or anything for these amazing Americans that are dying. So it's tough. I can't believe that we're going through this as a world. It's something I never thought we would be a part of.
What's your advice to people, like you said, that aren't taking it seriously though? What precautions do we need to be taking?
Honestly, we just need to suck it up and all stay inside. I'm on day 20 right now of being inside. I haven't been out in almost 3 weeks. I got outside in my driveway last Friday. That's about it. I'm trying to stay as safe as possible, keeping my hands clean, just everything, making sure everything is wiped down, Febreze, Clorox, everything. And that's just what we need to do for now, so we can stop the spreading of it. As you see, yesterday we had the highest death total that we've had in this country. It was over 500 people. The only way to stop this is if we actually do the social distancing. I haven't seen my family in over 3 weeks. I see them every week. I see them, but now we don't get to see each other. So we have to sacrifice this stuff now so we can get back to our daily lives.
As far as you go, we know about your health situation and everything, and the way you soldier on. What are your concerns about your own health? Because you're kind of compromised.
That is absolutely, especially, with the level of injury that I have. My lungs, if I get this virus, it could be very fatal for someone in my condition, because I was already hooked up on a ventilator once in my life for 5 weeks that they thought I would never come off. And now, I thank God I can breathe on my own, but I don't have the full access to my diaphragm to, take a deep breath and say, like an able-bodied person like yourself would be able to do. So I am definitely compromised if I catch this virus. And the way that it's taken out people now that don't have, maybe some underlying conditions, because we're starting to see that now.
Right.
It was just all older people in underlying conditions. Now it's starting to hit younger people, people that didn't have any medical history. And when I think about my situation, I'm not older, but I do have a medical history now because of my injury.
Right.
And I am compromised, so it is very scary to me when you come to think about what could happen, and then just seeing all these people. I'm like, I can't move my body if I wanted to scratch my nose, if I wanted to just do anything. So thinking about being alone through this whole situation, if it did, God forbid, happen to, or if I caught this virus, it's not good. It's not good at all. It's just scary.
Well, a lot of people are inspired by you, and as I said, the way you have soldiered on, the way that you have been an inspiration, a motivational speaker, and some people turn to you for advice during a time like that. How do you feel that your role has changed from being that football player on the field and athlete and role model in that way to the role model like it says on your T-shirt?
Yeah, I try to talk to them about the mental side of this, because sometimes with this situation I'm going through, you feel like you're trapped in your body, you're trapped in, and people are saying that they're trapped inside now, trapped inside their mind, don't know what to do, don't know if they're going to be able to pay their bills this month, or how they're going to be able to get food, things of that nature. There's so much that people are going through, and I try to tell them, like, listen, we're going to get through this. I know you may be going through this rough time now, but it's not going to last. You're going to have to go through maybe some suffering, some pain, some setbacks in your life, in your business life that you didn't expect, something that you didn't plan for. Same thing with my injury. I didn't plan for this to happen to me, but I had to find a way to bounce back. And at the time, it was leaning on family. So if these are times of needs where you need to FaceTime your family more than once a day, or some friends, do that. Look at the perspective, put things into perspective. Look at the little things in your life, being able to spend some time with, if you know, your wife and kids now that you didn't have before because you were so busy running your business. Being able to play board games again. The old stuff that we all take for granted now in the world of technology. These are the little things that are going to start bringing families together. I got to see my nephew the other day. I have two nephews and a niece. My brother-in-law was teaching them how to play chess. He's 8 years old, learning how to play chess. I'm like, see, that's what it used to be like, the old school time. Brings those bonds together. You really just puts things in a perspective of what's really important in this world.
Do you feel like we're going to come out of this if we are socially conscious, if we are responsible? Do you feel like we as a society are going to come out of this stronger?
I think so. I think we'll be more socially conscious of how things can be just taken from right under our feet just like that, and how life can just flip and turn upside down. Sometimes people need a little reality check with that, and you can be on top of the world, on top of the mountain, and then just like that, it could just slip and turn. You could be rolling down that mountain, and I think people are going to realize, wow, look what we just went through, the economy, our health-wise, and just put things in perspective. Like, wow, you know what? I'm gonna be more appreciative for the little things I do have, or the things I get to do on a daily basis. But I'm saying, I'm sitting over here, I'm like, I don't even know what social interaction is like anymore. I like being around people.
Right.
It's crazy to think about, but I haven't left my house for 3 weeks. I don't even know what my town looks like anymore. So even just being able to get in my van and go through the neighborhood and just around, like this is stuff that I just got and did every day. I take for granted. So it's interesting times, but I think that we will come out a lot better and way more appreciative of what we do have in this life.
On a lighter note, the NCAA tournament was canceled. Rutgers was on their way. How frustrating is that for you? Because these guys, they did so much great work during the regular season. Looking forward to the postseason tournament and then the big dance. I mean, man, how does that make you feel as a Scarlet Knight that they were on the precipice of getting back there for the first time in 19 years?
Heartbroken. It was even longer because I think the last one there, I was actually 6 months old. It was something crazy. It was something crazy. But I am heartbroken for those guys. They only had 3 seniors on the team, so a lot of these teams returning. But you got to feel for the Shaq Carter, the Kwasi Aboa of the world that came into Rutgers, and they were a big part of this year. And then to break the curse of us not being there for so long, I said that's the biggest "are you screw" in history. Right. Hey, Steve Pikiell turned the page in the Rutgers basketball program, and they're onward and upwards from here because it's going to be a lot of fun. But I can tell you what, I was invested, my family was invested every single game this year. It's like all that energy, like let's go. Those last 2 games when we beat Maryland, and then out of road versus Purdue, it's like we're going to the tournament, and then we get hit with a global pandemic. I'm like, shit, yeah, like you can't make this up. The global pandemic, the year Rutgers faced the basketball tournament, a global pandemic wiped out the entire tournament, and nobody can play anymore.
Oh.
It's easy to think about, but like I said, it's onward and upwards from here, and I think we're going to have a lot more tournaments now that will be Super Scarlet Knights, and they gain the respect around the nation now.
Yeah, and they just signed Big Cliff, the Gatorade Player of the Year from Roselle
Big Cliff.
Yeah, things are looking up for them. What are you doing during this time? Like you said, 3 weeks being at home. What are you doing to kind of spend your time?
So I'm trying to figure out some plans, especially with my foundation. This was a big year.
Yeah.
It's going to be my 10-year anniversary coming up in October. This will be our 10th annual Walk to the Lead, which was supposed to be special. Really was going to blow it up, have fireworks and everything, like a big celebration of not, being 10 years since my injury, but 10 years strong of pushing through. And
right.
Versus it's going to be a big celebration. So now trying to figure out when we can do that, reschedule that. I had a flag football tournament on May 2nd. That's obviously not going to happen. I'm trying to raise $1 million this year for my foundation. It was a $1 million for 10 years of fighting strong, and a lot of things been put on hold. It's like I feel like we're skipping a year. Like we're going to just start over for next year. But other than trying to figure out my foundation stuff, working on my role model gear, some other business stuff. I've been catching up on a lot of Netflix. Arizona. Yes, I've watched Tiger King. Ozark. Watching some movies now. I'm like running through all these shows, trying to just to stay busy. But I am a big TV guy anyway, so I do enjoy these TV shows, and I could run through a season just like that.
Yeah, my daughter and I watched the Tiger King the first day it came out. I'm telling you, man, we did not move except to get maybe something to drink or something like that. We watched all the episodes. It was like it just kept topping the previous one. That's unbelievable.
Let's talk about that, Otis. how crazy is Joe Exotic in that? But I'm actually friends with the guy Mario who runs the Zoological Foundation down in Miami. So we see hip hop up there. It was actually pretty cool. But wow, that show blew me away. Doc Anna, the girl who got to Tampa, Joe Exotic, everybody. So like you said, it just kept on getting better and better each episode. Like I'm like, what is going to happen next? Like, how is this going to end?
And how is it going to end?
Somebody died.
That's the thing. How is this going to end? Because I don't think it's really ended, because there's still some stuff going on. I guess it's going to be a Joe Exotic 2 or something like that. I don't know.
You saw it just ended. What was it, 2018 when he got sentenced? So
yeah,
this was just recently. So yeah. I'm like, yeah, this was not too long ago. So more things can definitely happen over the next few years or so.
Yeah. So in closing, what is your advice right now to just people, that are, kind of dealing with the cabin fever? But I got to say, the cabin fever is worth it for the overall picture that we're talking about.
Absolutely. It's worth, this feeling of, not being able to be around people. And, I know people are going to be stressed out through these tough times, but I said, look at the little things that we do have and get to enjoy them a little bit more. And then hug your ones that you're around, like your family, if you're around them. Give them some hugs. Let them know that you love them, because I do have a few friends now that I've heard that family members have gotten the coronavirus and they're not going through good times, especially if they're in another state and then they hear that they can't even go to the hospital to see them or fly around. Think about those people that are going through these, that have family members, and then it puts, like I said, everything in a perspective. Like, wow, let me do this because I wouldn't want my daughter to go through this. I wouldn't want my grandma to go through this, or my son, or my aunt, my uncle, my mom, my dad. When you look at it like that and you put it into your own shoes, then it keeps people from going on to these different parties or all over the place gathering when you should not be doing that because someone else is suffering for your selfishness. So just we'll get through this, hunker down, and we'll make it through this.
Wow. Yeah, that's some sage advice, man. Thank you so much. You've always been good to me, man. And hopefully it's been reciprocated in our relationship. And just thank you so much. And thank your mom, Karen, as well. And you guys be safe.
I appreciate you, Otis. Thanks for having me.
All right, buddy.